What's going on, guys? Eddie at Fliptroniks. I'm going to be comparing the Galaxy S20 versus the Galaxy A51. Okay, so the A51 came out in late 2019, and of course the S20 is going to be the newest Samsung phone that you can get right now. Now the cool thing about the A51 is that it's very affordable. You can pick this phone up for about 300 bucks. Plus it's got some characteristics of a flagship phone. You know, the S20, however, you know, you're looking at $1,000 plus for it. So, I mean, it is very expensive, but I got to tell you what, the S20 is probably one of the best phones I've ever used personally, especially for like photography, watching video. I mean, you're really not going to find a better phone right now. Anyways, I'm going to do a quick comparison here. I'll also throw some links in the description and comments if you guys want to find the lowest prices for these phones. I do recommend, you know, checking them out on Amazon. Now, I do want to flip them over, okay? So, you know, we're going to take a look at both of them. You will notice the A51 does have a slightly bigger screen on it, so it's got a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display. The S20's got a 6.2-inch dynamic ×2 AMOLED display. Now the S20, you know, definitely just an amazing screen for, you know, playing games, watching video. You know, I've been comparing it to a bunch of different phones. Like right now I own about 50 plus phones, so I'm still kind of comparing it, but you know, after using this phone for like a month, I mean, you can definitely see the difference in the quality, especially just like in the picture quality and the video quality. I mean, it's definitely there. As far as like processors go, you know, the S20 is going to have a much better processor on it. It's got a Snapdragon 865. The A51, you know, is still a very fast phone. It's got a Exynos 9611 processor. The one thing I do need to point out about the A51 is that, you know, while it does have a Gorilla Glass front on it, and so does the S20, the backing on the A51 is made of plastic. You probably couldn't tell when I had them, you know, flipped over to start this, but this is a plastic backing on the back, so it's not an all-glass phone. Now, there are some benefits to that. I mean, if you drop this phone, it's probably not going to break on the first drop, which is nice. But, you know, you can definitely feel the better build quality when you're holding the S20. It just feels like a much better, well-made phone. And then the other thing I want to point here is cameras. Now the S20, like I said, this is probably going to be the best phone I've ever personally used for photography. Now it's got a 12 megapixel back camera, but it can do a 64 megapixel zoom, you know, which is crazy. So it can take like close-up pictures like I've never seen before. I mean, you can get really good detail. The A51, it's got a 48 megapixel back camera, and it does have a good camera on it, but you know, I'm just saying the S20, this phone right here is just ridiculous when it comes to photography. Okay, now I'm gonna load up some Netflix on both phones. We're gonna check out some video quality. I'm gonna do some gaming. Also, as you guys are watching this, if you could smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and you know, let's do our thing here. All right, so let's get Netflix going here on both phones. I'm gonna try to time it perfectly here to see kind of what loads up quicker. Okay, so the S20 was faster. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see the difference in the speed right there. Now, I've kind of been watching this Castlevania show. It's really cool. It's like an animated kind of like vampire show. I mean, it's got a game and everything if you guys have checked that out in the past, but we're gonna load this up. We're gonna, you know, get both these phones lined up so we can kind of take a look at the quality here. I'm gonna try to get this. All right, cool. I'm gonna get these lined up perfectly like that. Okay, I mean, you could definitely see the brightness on both phones is set at the same, but you can just tell up here on the S20, I mean, that display just looks ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna let this play for a second. Okay, so the A51, I mean, obviously it is a bigger display, which is nice, but the S20, I mean, it just looks a lot better up here, I'll tell you what. All right, I'm gonna close this out because I did want to load up some gameplay here on both phones too. So I've been playing a lot of Marvel Contest of Champions, so I'm gonna keep it going with this game. So I'm gonna get into a few matches here on both phones. Let's load it up at the same time, get it going here. All right, yeah, I kind of had no doubt that the S20 would load that up faster, and it obviously did. So I mean, you can definitely see the speed difference on these phones. The S20 is, you know, a lot faster. so let's see what I have here. All right, like I said, I've been putting some work into, oh, I didn't even realize there's a little bit of a download going on here. I've been putting some work in on this game right now. I've got Captain America, Infinity War, Iron Man, Vision. But, you know, while this is loading up, I'll get into a couple different matches here, and, you know, we'll do our thing. Nice block, man. Dang, dude. That's how you do it. All right, let's bring it down here. Okay, so I don't have as many characters to play with on the A51. I think I've got, what is it, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and the Scarlet Witch. I'll use that Scarlet Witch. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's this, Guillotine? I don't even know who that is. Thought it was the Scarlet Witch. Okay, well, we'll use Guillotine, even though I don't even know who this character is. I guess we have him. Alright, Guillotine versus the Falcon. Alright, cool. This guy's got like a sword. It's pretty sweet. Oh man, that was a nice attack, but he totally blocked it. Alright, so I'm gonna get into, you know, one more match on both phones here, so we'll, you know, we'll keep this going. Star-Lord. Alright, Star-Lord versus Iron Man. This should be a pretty easy match. I don't think these guys, I don't think Iron Man would have trouble with this in real life here. Oh man. All right, let's get one more match in here. Alright, I think I'm going to keep it on this Guillotine versus the Hulk. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's take these back to the home screens. Okay, so honestly, you know, the A51 when it came out, you know, in late 2019, like in December, I picked this phone up, and it's an amazing phone for 300 bucks. I mean, it's got a nice display. It's obviously not going to be as fast as the S20. And then of course, like, it's not an all glass design, but I think that's kind of like a benefit, because if you drop it, it's not going to crack on the first drop. The S20, however, you know, even though I didn't really show any photography for both phones, you know, the S20 is definitely like one of the best cameras out there, you know, for recording video, taking pictures. The A51, it's good, but I mean, you know, it's also a $300 phone, you know, trying to compare it to, you know, the S20. It's kind of hard, but you know, as far as it holding its own, I definitely think it did. If you want to check out the latest prices for either of these phones, I'll throw some links in the description and comments. If you guys could smash a like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, thanks for watching it, and we'll see you in the next one.